let's make some easy pulled pork. Anybody can do this recipe. All right, now that we've got our butts opened up, kind of just trim some of the heavy fat off of these. You can see how I trimmed some of that fat cap off of there. Trim some of that heavy off right there. Today I'm going with our OG sweet rub. This is the one that started it all for me. It's the one that's got me paid a lot of money. It's good on Bloody Marys, popcorn, pulled pork, beef, it does not matter. And truthfully, I should have never named it sweet rub. It has a little bit of a sweet tooth, but it's got some heat at the end of it. And we're just gonna get these butts rubbed down. We've got our camp chef fired up to right at 300 degrees, cooking these kind of hot today. And we just basically rubbing them and gonna run them. Now, I did not use a binder today. It's totally up to you if you want to use a binder. All right, I think we've got those seasoned enough. Now it's time to get them out here, get them on our camp shelf, and get them rolling. I'm hoping to get these butts done within about 6 hours today. That's my huge goal. That's why I'm running so hot. I've got other places to be. So let's get them on the grill. All right, we've got our camp chef fired up. It's running with those Royal Oak hickory and charcoal infused pellets, and it looks like I need to add a few more to that hopper. I'll do that in just a minute. We're running at 285 degrees is what we've got the grill set at. Nice clean configuration here. Now, I'm gonna lay that butt on kind of fat side up there. Let's get it on and let it roll. That's as simple as it is. I'm gonna set a timer for about 3 hours and look at it after 3 hours and see if it needs to be wrapped up and kind of where it's at. That's gonna kind of be my benchmark. Or you know what? Let's set it for 2 hours and look at it. That way we know if anything's happening or we need to rotate them around, that's what we can do. We'll be back. We're all full. Let's let it eat. All right, we've had our camp chef running for 4 hours at 285 degrees. Let's get in here and look at these butts. You can see they got a nice color on them from that sweet rub. This small one's hitting about 160 degrees right now. We just checked it. I am gonna take some of our vinegar sauce right here and pour about a half a bottle on top. And I'm just gonna wrap it up. Now I do have this foil right here doubled up, so it's not gonna rip or tear. Make a nice little wrap just like a baby. Throw it right back on there. Grab your second one, do the same thing. Dump all that good vinegar sauce over it. Swaddle this way, that way, spin it around, fold it up. That butt's wrapped tight, ready to go back on the grill. I'm gonna set a timer for 2 hours, and I could just about bet, well, they'll probably be done in 2 hours. I'm gonna check them in about 1.5 hours actually, just to kind of gauge the time and see where they're at. But they should be done in about 2 hours. We'll be back. All right, we're back. Our butts have been wrapped 2 hours. Let's get in here and check out them. 208 degrees, I'm gonna say that pork's done. 206, I'm gonna say that's done. Now I'm gonna set these butts in my Cambro and let them rest for about 45 minutes to an hour, probably before I shred them, and just let them hang out. One key thing about a piece of pulled pork or a brisket or anything else, a big piece of meat, is letting it rest. 2 hours or more is always better. Remember that. All right, our butts are off of our Camp Chef Woodwind Pro. You can see they're still wrapped up. We rested them in our Cambro a couple of hours. I know that when I unwrap them, they're still gonna be steaming hot. I do have on some heat gloves under here. So for me, when I'm pulling my pork here, I've always got some of the same rub that I use, and I've always got a little more vinegar sauce. Y'all remember we wrapped with about 1/2 bottle each? But let's get in here and see what these look like. Perfect pulled pork right there. Look at that, when you just take and just rake that off, that little bit of fat that's left, that is the perfect pulled pork. Look at that. You just reach and grab those bones out just like that. That's when you know, where's this other bone at? Look at that. Just ease that meat off of that. That's when you know those are done. So now you just gotta go in here, and I'm not gonna just go straight to doing it because that's got some fat. I'm gonna pick through that, get some of the fat off, dump it in this pan and start shredding it up. So just to recap, we took 2 butts, trimmed a little bit of the fat off of them, rubbed them down with our sweet rub, turned around, put them on our Camp Chef Woodwind Pro, and they cooked for almost 4 hours before we wrapped them up. We kept it simple. All we did was use a bottle of Tangy vinegar barbecue sauce, do a half on each one, and let them finish in 2 hours wrapped up. We've let them now rest for a couple hours in our Cambro, pull them out, and they're time to shred. This will make beautiful pulled pork. You can't go wrong with it. You can use it for nachos, sandwiches, or feeding a family. We're actually taking this meat right here to feed some friends of ours for a wedding rehearsal, or a wedding party, whatever you want to call it, is what they're having. So I'm gonna finish mashing this up, box it up, and get it gone. Be sure to follow along next week for another easy recipe, because I can guarantee we're gonna do one. I'm not doing anything hard. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, and of course YouTube. We'll see you next week with another video.